and celebrate Star Stuff's first birthday. I hope you were able to enjoy some of the charcuterie and such that our friend Nicole prepared, and Feather Shivarini's work in the other room. And yeah, we'll have the charcuterie and such out after the show too. The show reads about an hour, so you can enjoy some of that later as well, and also check out the work. Before I get started talking too terribly much, I'm going to hand the floor over to Leah here at Second Story, who will tell us a little bit about Second Story and their mission and whatnot. So yeah,
Thank you. Hi everyone. It's really nice to see like all these faces here, and I'm so grateful to Figaro for reaching out and for Star Stuff Theater to have their 1-year anniversary at Second Story. Second Story I'm Leah Cole, by the way. I started Second Story, we just had our 2-year anniversary. And Second Story is a nonprofit art space, and what we do is our mission is to really work with contemporary artists and push them to sort of expand their conceptual and formal boundaries and to try new things. So it really becomes more of an experimental space for artists to work in. And we also do schedule programming around each show, kind of taking an interdisciplinary approach as a way to get more people to engage with contemporary art and engage with critical thinking and I would say, contemporary issues that art is addressing. So that's really what we're doing. The show that we have on view right now is with the Philadelphia-based artist named Feather Shivarini, and he collaborated with the Faulkner Morgan Archive here in Lexington. And you can see some of the Faulkner Morgan Archive and ephemera in these cases that Feather was responding to. A lot of the work is sort of based on this idea of like mermaids as a metaphor for transformation, for in-betweenness, for sort of like the fluidity of identity. The mermaid tails are also actual costumes, and so he and I actively encourage you to try them on, put them on, pose on the little rock or in the mangrove root installation. And yeah, please just enjoy the show. Come back anytime, and we usually change out shows every 3 months. And we have a program actually this coming Monday. It's about it's a German professor who teaches courses on folklore, and so she's gonna talk about the the history of mermaids and folklore. So I think it should be really interesting. It's at 5:30 if anyone wants to come. We're always free, all of our shows and programs. So thank you for being here, and thanks Figaro.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. But yeah, thank you guys again. It's our first birthday, or the first anniversary. It was right around this time last year that some really great friends of mine were sort of, prodding me, encouraging me, like, hey, that thing that you've been talking about for so long, like, just go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. So I really want to shout out especially Claire, Sophia, and Margaret, who are here tonight, for really giving me that push that I really needed last year. But also there's other amazing people in this room and not in this room that really helped us get through our first year of programming and whatnot. Theater is not something that you can do alone, and if you do it, you know that well. So yeah, I'm just really, really grateful for all the people that helped make Star Stuff happen. Star Stuff is a nonprofit 501c3 theater company based here in Lexington. And we're really focused on the development and production of new works, translations, and adaptations. And we're especially interested in taking ideas, from ideal conception to staged reality. There's not a lot of theater here in Lexington that's really concerned with, sort of home brewing that and bringing it to life. And so that's what we're really concerned with. It's really original work that you don't have to go far to go see. We get our name from that Carl Sagan quote. You might be familiar with it. Carl Sagan said, "All of the rocky and metallic material we stand on, the iron in our blood, the calcium in our teeth, the carbon in our genes were produced billions of years ago in the interior of a red giant star." All that to say, all that we are and all that we will be has always existed. What is new will be old, and what is old can be made new again. when I was coming up with a name for the company, I was really concerned with, championing this idea of, the new and new works, but also focusing on making new what is old and what we translate and what we adapt. One of the very first things anyone ever did was look up at the night sky and make up stories about, the shapes and patterns that they were seeing. And again, Carl Sagan said, the cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We're a way for the universe to know itself. And it's really important to me to think of stories as a way for us to know ourselves. And going into this next year, year 2, we're really concerned with, we want to produce 2 more shows. If anyone here was, and a few faces were definitely able to come out to Daisy Violet that we had earlier this year. We really want to put out 2 other productions that sort of match that production value and have that presented for you all. And we're also interested in, we want to do multiple of these one-day workshops. Working title, We Wrote These Plays Today. Sort of thinking about, if you did collegiate theater, you may have participated in or heard about the 24-hour play challenge, but we're adults with jobs, right? And so my idea is sort of to, we'll spend about a 10-hour day, and we'll spend 8 hours of that day, we'll all come together with our ideas for a 10-minute, a real short play, and we'll work together as a group of 6 to 10 writers, and we'll just write in that day a handful of 10-minute plays. And then, just like this, we'll sort of just present them as staged readings, and sort of, you get that, maybe that instant gratification of having your work presented like that. But also, my hope is that you guys can sort of get in on this making of star stuff too. In order to do that, if you have ever made theater or any sort of art, you know that it costs money, unfortunately. If you're interested, we would really like for you to get in on supporting us. It's really important to us that we keep our programming anywhere from free to really low cost. We are really proud that we're one of the cheapest professional grade theater tickets in town. And things like this we want to keep free. Things like those workshops we really want to keep free. And things like rent and the flashy accoutrement or what have you can really add up. And so on the back of your program, and also if you checked out the QR codes that are around, and on that back of that program, you can see more information about supporting us. We've got a little jar for cash tips tonight, and everything that's in that will go straight to the actors this evening. Hopefully they can get a little coffee with that or something is our hope. But if you like what you see tonight and are able to give a little to them, that's totally for them. When it comes to supporting Star Stuff directly though, we take mostly donations through PayPal. But if you're interested in donating any other way, you can reach out to me. Tonight you can just come talk to me, or we've got our contact info also on these programs too. We sort of have set up a little, not unlike maybe your favorite streamer or Patreon user, a little tier system. And we've got sort of these monthly recurring donations through PayPal. For $4 to $15 a month, you sort of get that moniker friend in our programs and on our website. $15 or more, you get that same bonus, but also when we do have these workshops, you'll know about them first and you'll have first access to register for them. If you're more interested in a one-time donation, we've got tiers there. From $50 to $99, you'll get that Polaris sort of moniker, and you'll have your name in our programs and on our website for the next calendar year once you've donated. And then our next tier is Sputnik. You get that same bonus, but also you'll get 2 comp tickets to the next 2 shows after you start donating. And then Leica is our top tier. That's $500 or more for a one-time donation. And you get much the same little bonus perks, but this time it's 4 comp tickets to our next 2 shows, and you'll have the opportunity to have a full-page ad in our program for the next 2 shows as well. And if you're curious about any of that, I'm here all night. And so you can just talk to me, or you can reach out anytime via any of the things I've got listed there. But yeah, so again, thank you all for coming. I'm super stoked. We'll be reading tonight a play called My Brother the Vampire, which I've been working on this year. It's an adaptation of Tolstoy's War and Peace. And I think you'll enjoy it even if you haven't read the Tolstoy work. So I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna introduce our friends Sydney, Mead, Dorothy, and Justin, who will read the show for us tonight. And oh, they're coming. Oh, they're coming. But yeah, thank you all.
Whether it was difficult or not difficult, possible or impossible, I did not ask and did not want to know. My only duty was to make it to the side of my dying brother. And as we entered the city of Yaroslavl, where he was lying, my agitation reached its utmost limits. I stole a glance at Nikolushka. With all the wonder of a child, he stared out the carriage window, taking in the city as it surrounded us. I lowered my head and did not raise it, until our coach, rumbling, shaking, heaving, stopped somewhere. The footboards banged as they were thrown down. The doors of the carriage opened. I peeked out. To my left there was water, a river. To my right was a porch. On the porch there stood people, servants, and her, Natasha Rostova. As always happens during a journey, I could think only about the journey itself, forgetting its goal. I hadn't considered what it would be like to see her again. That Natasha, whom I had so disliked when we first met in Moscow. At first glance, I had not liked that Natasha. Her beauty, her frivolity, her happiness, that Natasha had agitated me. And as I reproached that Natasha still more after she had. But this Natasha, on this Natasha's anxious face, there was only one expression, an expression of love, an expression of pity and passionate desire to give all of herself to help him. I saw not a single thought of herself in this Natasha's soul.
Princess Mario rushes to Natasha and embraces her.
Come to him, Marie.
How is he?
Natasha goes to speak, but cannot. Her lips tremble, her mouth turns down, and she bursts into sobs, covering her face with her hands.
How is his wound? What is his condition?
You see.
Has he been worse for long?
At first, there was the danger of his high fever, his suffering, but his fever had gone away 2 weeks ago. When we arrived here, his wound began festering. This new fever he has now. The doctor said this fever was not so dangerous, but 2 days ago, this suddenly happened. You'll see how he's changed.
He's grown weaker? Thinner?
No, not that. Worse. You'll see. Marie, he's too good. He can't live because.
We must stop crying and go to him only with calm faces.
Natasha and Princess Maria enter Prince Andrei's room. He lies on a sofa, thin and pale.
Andrusha,
Hello, Marie. How is it that you got here?
had he screamed in agony, that scream would not have struck as much horror into my heart as this flat, alien tone.
And you've brought Nikolushka.
How is your health now?
That you must ask the doctor. Thank you, dear friend, for coming. Do you see how strangely fate has brought us together? She's taken care of me.
Marie came by way of Razan.
Oh, really?
They told her that all Moscow has been burnt down and that.
Yes, they say it's burnt. It's a great pity. Marie, you mustn't cry here. It seems sad, but it's really quite simple. Natasha, what about the tea?
This happened to him 2 days ago. This could be felt in his words, in his tone, in that gaze. That cold, almost hostile gaze. That terrible alienation from anything living. For me, this would only be the last time my brother died. 7 years ago, when Russia first took up arms against Napoleon, Andre went to war. His little wife Lisa was to stay with our father and I at our country estate at Bald Hills.
Why, this is a palace.
Father'll get up in 20 minutes. Let's go across to Princess Maria's room.
Is that Marie practicing? Let's go quietly. We must surprise her.
Lisa, I dreamt last night. I had no idea. And Andre, I did not see you. You've changed.
But you're still the same crybaby as ever, I see.
Papa tells me you're going to war, Andre?
Do not speak of his leaving. I don't want to hear about it.
Lisa.
And you know, Marie, he doesn't understand, but I'm afraid.
Princess Maria notices Prince Andre's embarrassment and tries to change the subject. She presses her palm to Lisa's stomach.
Is it certain?
Yes, certain. Oh, it's all so frightening.
She needs rest. Isn't that right, Lisa? Take her to your room and I'll go see Father. Bonsoir, Lisa. Have a rest in Marie's room.
Prince Andre observes a family tree featuring portraits of the Princess Volkonsky. Princess Maria joins him.
Father commissioned this last year, and it was delivered just last week. It's our family tree, with all the Princess Bolkonsky as long as there ever was one. Look, there's you and a space for your son, and just above that, Papa.
Yes, that's him, all right. Every man has his Achilles heel with his enormous intelligence. To indulge in such ridiculousness is...
You say such things about Father when you really ought not to.
But in truth, Marie, I wonder if Father's character isn't sometimes hard on you.
On me? On me? Hard on me?
He's always been tough, but now I think he's becoming difficult.
You're good in every way, Andre, but you have a sort of mental pride. Is it possible to judge one's father?
If you have something to say, say it.
About Lisa. I am already ashamed as it is to be leaving her in your hands.
What is this drivel? Say what you want.
When it's time for her to give birth, send to Moscow for a good doctor. I know that out of a million cases, only one goes wrong, but it is her wish. And mine. People have said things to her. She's had a dream. And she's frightened.
It's a bad business, eh?
What is, Papa?
A wife? Ah, well, nothing to be done, Prince Andre. They're all like that. But make your mind easy. Whatever can be done will be done.
You've changed very much, Andrusha. It was strange to me to think that this stern, handsome man should be Andrusha, the slender, mischievous boy, my childhood companion.
How is Lisa?
She was so tired she fell asleep in my room on the sofa. Oh, Andre, what a treasure your wife is. You mustn't judge her so severely. Her position is very hard now.
I don't believe I've said anything to you, Masha, about judging my wife. Why are you saying this to me? I haven't said anything to you, so tell me, what has been said?
She says you've changed. She tells me of the distance between you two. She feels reproached by you.
Know one thing, Masha. I cannot, have not, and never will reproach my wife for anything. But if you want to know the truth, if You want to know whether I'm happy? No. Is she happy? No. Why is that? I don't know.
Is this what makes you go to war?
I don't know what makes me, but I have to. This life I lead here, this life is not for me.
How can you say that? Andre, you have everything ahead of you, and you...
Everything ahead of me, yes. Everything. Drawing rooms, gossip, balls, vanity, triviality. That is the vicious circle I cannot get out of.
Forgive me, Andre. Our time is so limited. There's still so much to say. Andre, I have a great favor to ask of you.
What might that be?
No, first promise me you won't refuse. It won't be any trouble for you. It'll only comfort me. Promise, Andrusha.
Even if it was a great deal of trouble for me.
You can think what you like. I know you're the same as Father. But promise, please.
I promise.
Princess Maria removes from her reticule an old silver icon.
Father's father, our grandfather, wore it throughout all the wars.
What is it?
Andre, I bless you with this icon, and you must promise me you'll never take it off. Do you promise?
Of course. If it doesn't weigh 100 pounds and pull my neck down. Of course. Of course. I'm very glad to. Really. Very glad, Masha.
Princess Maria crosses herself, kisses the icon, and holds it in front of herself. Prince Andre goes to take it, but she stops him. Understanding, Prince Andre crosses himself, kisses the icon, and allows Princess Maria to put it on over his head. Princess Maria kisses him on the forehead and pats the icon.
Remember this, Prince Andre. If they kill you, it will hurt me. But if I learn you have not behaved like Nikolai Volkonsky's son, that hurt would be worse than death.
You need not have said that to me, Father.
Goodbye, Andre.
Goodbye, Marie.
Andre, already?
Prince Andre embraces Lisa. She faints in his arms. Not quite knowing what to do with her, Prince Andre places her into Princess Maria's arm. He exits.
Autumn passed at Bald Hills. My brother wrote only to Father, brief messages describing the action he saw. This agitated and worried poor Lisa. But as winter drew nearer, even these letters stopped. We were kept up only by Father's newspapers. By December, it had been weeks since we'd heard from Andre at all.
Russia forced to retreat in Austria. Bonaparte embarrasses her once again.
A week later, we received a letter, but not from Andre, but from Father's old friend, Andre's commander. Dear Nikolai Andreevich, I regret writing to you with this news.
Our men retreat like dogs. I must. Here it is.
Before my eyes, your son, with a standard in his hands, at the head of a regiment, fell as a hero worthy of his father and his fatherland.
What is this? Am I falling? Are my legs giving away under me? I cannot see anything. There's nothing over me now except the sky.
It is still unknown whether your son is alive or not.
The immeasurably lofty sky. How quiet. How calm. How solemn. Not at all like when I was running. Not like when we were running, shouting, and fighting. It's quite different. The way the clouds creep across this infinite sky. How is it I haven't seen this sky before?
Papa. Andre.
He's been killed.
Papa, don't turn away from me. Let's weep together.
Villains! Scoundrels!
It isn't for sure. Mikhail Ilyarovich writes there's still hope.
He was killed. He was killed in a battle into which they led the best of Russian men and Russian glory to be killed. Go, Princess Maria. Go away from me. Go tell Lisa. Leave me.
The walk between my father's study and where Lisa lay in her room felt to me like a vast sea. When I first entered through her open door, she gazed at me. She did not see me. She was looking deep inside herself, into the something happy and mysterious that was being accomplished in her.
Marie, give me your hand. There. Do you feel it? It's so strange. And you know, I love him very much. What's the matter?
Never mind. I just feel sad. Sad about Andre.
Have you received something from Andre?
No! No. You know, it's still too early for any news, but Father worries, and I'm frightened.
So there's nothing?
Nothing. Father agreed to keep the news hidden from Lisa for the time being, though he did not wish to hope. He told all his acquaintances Andre had been killed, and he ordered a gravestone for him from Moscow. He walked less, ate less, slept less, but I went on hoping.
I knew nothing. Nothing till now. It would be good. It would be good if everything was as clear and simple as it seems to Maria. How good it would be to know where to look for help in this life and what to expect after it. How happy and calm I'd be if I could say now, God, have mercy on me. But what is God? Something indefinable, unfathomable, far off. Or is God something Maria has sewn in here, in this amulet? Nothing. Nothing is certain, except the insignificance of everything. All those thoughts and feelings which seem so important to us are so insignificant. Life is so insignificant, with its meaning no one can understand. And still more insignificant is death.
Marie.
Oh, darling, you're pale. You're very pale.
No, it's my stomach. Just my stomach. Oh God, the doctor still hasn't arrived.
I asked Nanny to fetch the midwife. Not knowing what else to do with myself, I sat alone in my room. Now sat in my armchair. Now sat with my prayer book. Now sat with my icons. I tried to pretend that I didn't even know what was happening. After all, the fewer people that know about the suffering of a woman in labor, the less she suffers. Evening passed. Night came. I did not sleep. I had long abandoned my book when suddenly a winter gust blew open my window. Cold and snow blew in. I went to close it and saw a carriage coming down the avenue. I thought it must be the doctor, and I rushed to meet him downstairs. But on the step, I heard not just the voice of the doctor.
Thank God! And Father?
Andre!
Masha, did you get my letter?
Letter? No letters since...
Oh, but it never saw the outside of Austria.
Andre, we thought General Kutuzov wrote, Father's ordered a chapel built for you. There's a headstone for you with your name in the cemetery.
Well, tell him I've come back. I suppose your icon did more than weigh my neck down. I'll tell you everything, but now, please, take us to Lisa.
As Andre stepped into the room where Lisa lay, I caught just a glimpse of the little princess propped on pillows. Her eyes glittered with childlike fright.
My darling.
I love you all. I did no harm to anyone. Why am I suffering?
What?
I expected help from you. And there's nothing. Nothing.
Lisa.
Andre, leave it to the doctor.
Prince Andre kisses Lisa and leaves with Princess Maria.
Her eyes. She was not surprised I had arrived. She didn't understand that it was I that had arrived. She didn't recognize me.
What, my friend?
Didn't you hear her?
Hear her?
Am I really so changed?
Andre, Lisa didn't say anything. How can she in such pain? From inside, we heard helpless, animal-like moans. Andre tried to push open the door, but someone inside held it shut. Eventually, the moans ceased, and in their place, the baby's cry.
A baby? Why did they bring a baby there? What baby?
Oh, Andre!
Or has a baby been born?
Princess Maria embraces Prince Andre. They weep hopeful, joyful tears together.
Out of the room came the doctor. His face pale, his jaw trembling. He passed by us without a word, without a glance our way. As Andre opened the door, I again caught the same glimpse of our little princess, who now lay dead in the same position she was in not 5 minutes before. That same expression of fear and dread still on her lovely face.
I loved you all and did nothing bad to anybody. And what have you done to me?
Prince Andre touches Lisa's face. He closes her eyes.
What have you done to me?
It seemed to me that when Lisa died, something snapped in Andre's soul. He felt he was to blame for something he could neither set right nor forget. Near the altar of the church at Bald Hills, just opposite of where Father had prematurely placed Andre's own grave, we placed a chapel over the grave of our little princess. And in the chapel we placed a marble memorial, an angel with spread wings, ready to soar into the sky. Prince Andre and I visited it, our backs to what was his grave.
Marie, does the statue make you think of...
I was just thinking the same. She looks so much like dear Lisa, a fit memorial for our little princess.
What have you done to me?
2 years passed. Father had Andre's grave deconstructed. Andre firmly decided never to serve again. He stayed with us at Bald Hills. Near the end of the second winter, our little angel, baby Nikolushka, came down with the most terrible fever.
Prince Andre sits in a child's chair, carefully pouring drops of medicine from a vial into a glass filled with water.
It's better to wait. Later.
What's that?
Prince Andre frowns. His hand twitches and he drops more drops into the glass than he means to. He dumps the water on the floor.
More water!
Andre, please, it's better to wait.
For pity's sake, you keep saying stupid things and you keep wanting to wait. See? We've waited!
Really, it's better not to wake him. He's asleep. Karl Ivanich says that sleep is best of all.
To hell with you and Karl Ivanich!
Andre, really.
You really think we should wait?
As you wish. Really, I think. But as you wish.
Oh, Masha. I am so tired. I haven't slept in an hour in days, but I couldn't sleep even if I tried. I know I could not sleep, because what would I do if I...
No, Andre, we shan't even speak it. All will be well. Here, come with me to the window. When I feel all is for the worst and there's no end in sight, I take in God's creation. You and Father are the same.
Maria, I've told you before, it's just not very convincing to me.
Come to the window. Please, at least look with me. Look, just there, beyond the birches, and beyond that, at the pond. Do you remember when we were young and we would go swimming there?
Yes, of course. I would dive in from the rope swing and let myself slowly to the top. As still face down in the water make you think I...
Yes, scare me half to death.
You'd think after the third or fourth time
You were very convincing playing dead.
Tell me then, what convinces you?
What?
I may not believe it myself, but what you think carries great weight to me. I still wear your icon, after all. So, tell me, what convinces you?
That. Just there. The sky. The first glimpses of daybreak. The birches. The pond. The all.
The all.
Yes, the all. All that we see, all that we are, that consists of the all. We and everything else that is all the same. We must live and love and give, not just for others, but for ourselves too.
For ourselves. Is that not selfishness?
No, I don't believe so. To know and love and live for ourselves is necessary for us to know and love and live for others. We do not only live here today, but we've always lived and will live eternally there in the all.
What have you done to me?
She knew me. She loved me. Did I know and love her?
Andre,
You go through life hand in hand with someone, and suddenly she disappears into nowhere.
Andre, not nowhere, into the all.
What have you done to me?
No, Maria, I looked. When Lisa died, I looked into the nowhere and saw only an abyss.
What have you done to me?
I'm sorry, Marie. I really am so tired.
Andre, you look like you've seen a ghost. You worry me very much. I fear for you. I suffer and weep out my grief, but you carry it inside you.
Prince Andre looks out the window. Princess Maria presses his hand and returns to the baby.
My friend,
Prince Andre, frightened, hurries over to the crib.
Is it over?
no. Andre, kiss him and see.
He's been sweating.
Yes, his fever, it's finally breaking.
Prince Andre and Princess Maria embrace one another. They break apart and look again at the baby.
Oh. Yes. This is the one thing left to me now.
It doesn't have to be.
What are you saying?
You need activity. This regular, quiet life, it's ruining you. Others don't notice it. You don't even notice it. But I see it. Do you remember last spring when your wound reopened? The doctor told you to then go abroad for treatment and you refused, but you can go now.
Maria,
Just think on it.
I will hear none of this, not until the baby is well.
Another year passed following Nikolushka's fever, and Andre remained with us at Bald Hills. In the next spring, Andre left for some time to Rizon to look for estates there. He originally set off for no more than a week, but letter after letter came extending his stay. As far as I was concerned, he could spend his whole summer there, so long as it kept up his mind and spirit. But father thought it unusual that Andre would extend his business in Rizon so continuously.
What's the latest news of Prince Andre?
I just finished his letter that came today. It says he'll be extending his stay for another 2 weeks, it seems.
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. He left in March, it's now July, and all we've got is a mountain of letters that all just say just 2 more weeks.
He's only been gone since May, Papa, not March.
May, March, what the hell difference does it make? Cleverness doesn't suit you.
I'm sorry.
And he leaves his brat for us to look after.
Nanny and I take great care that Nikolushka is never a bother to you. If you need, he can take different meal times.
Yes, spoil the boy with a special dinner. Honestly, less time with you is what he needs. You want to make Nikolushka into an old maid like yourself. Prince Andre needs a son, not an old maid. I'll bet it's a woman.
What's that, Papa?
The marshal of our estates in Razan. That stupid Count Rostov. He's got 2 daughters. I'd say Prince Andrei fancies himself smitten with one.
Papa, forgive me, but you can't truly believe that. I know he rarely speaks of dear Lisa, but I know the grief of her loss is too deeply rooted in his heart for him to ever give her a successor.
He's found Nikolushka a stepmother.
You've seen him these last 3 years, how he's changed. His spirit passed with dear Lisa's.
Believe that all you will, Princess Maria, but I tell you, it's a woman.
It took another letter and 4 more weeks for Andre to finally return to us at Ball Hills. When his carriage was finally making its way down our avenue again, I raced to meet him.
Masha,
Andre!
I leave just before the oaks begin to flower, and now they're in full bloom, about to lose their leaves again.
Come in quick. Nikolushka's been wondering about you all summer.
Of course, I've got a few presents for him, but first I must have a talk with Father. Go see that Nikolushka's in his play clothes. I'll be right with him.
Andre stayed with us, tending to Nikolushka and to his business here until winter started to return. As the oaks finally finished losing their green, Andre told us he'd been spending the next year abroad. A doctor in Rizan, to which he'd been returning frequently all autumn, told him there were saunas in Italy that would prove good for his wound and spirit. I couldn't help but take notice that since Andre had returned last, he and Father had been quite displeased with one another. Are you taking your leave just yet?
Not just yet, just making final preparations. We'll saddle up in the morning.
I'm so glad to see you finally going abroad. It will be good for you.
Yes, yes. Now that'll be 1,000 miles away, Nikolushka will be easier to spoil.
Andre, it really has been so good to see you in these spirits lately, like when we were children.
Yes. It seems to me that life is not yet over.
Oh, Andre, for our sake, for Nikolushka's sake, for your sake, how good.
Yes, yes. Please, sit with me a while. I've wished to tell you this for some time, and I've come to tell you today. I'm in love, my friend.
In love?
Yes, in love. I thought you'd be more pleased.
In love with whom?
Natasha Rostova, the old Count Rostov's younger daughter.
And what about Lisa?
I loved and still love Lisa. I still feel a great responsibility to her, but Maria, you were right. We must live and we must love.
Just look. What a moon. Don't you see? I'd like to sit on my heels like this, take myself by the knees tight as possible, and fly away like this.
I didn't believe I could love again either. I thought this, with you, Papa, Nikolushka, was all I had left to me. But Natasha, so special, so lovely, so overflowing with life, she's shown me that it doesn't have to be over for me. She told me, just like you told me, about the all.
Do you ever wonder why we all love everything? The moon, the grass, a little insect. I lie in the grass and feel like becoming grass. I look at the moon and I want to be the moon. Sometimes I even feel I want to be a worm. You know, I think it's all because we've been everything already. I know for certain that we were angels somewhere and visited here, so we remember everything.
If we were angels once, why did we end up lower?
Not lower. Who told you it's lower? The soul, Andre. The soul is immortal, which means we will live forever and have also lived before. Lived for the whole eternity.
I swear to you, it's as though I've never lived before, only now am I alive. But I can't live without her.
How can you be so sure? How well can you know?
I wouldn't have believed it either if someone had told me I could love so much. It's quite a different feeling from what I knew before. A whole world is divided for me into two parts. One is she. There is all happiness, hope, light. The other is where she is not, and there everything is dejection, darkness. I loved you the moment I saw you. May I hope?
Why ask? Why doubt what you cannot help knowing? Why speak when it's impossible to put what you feel into words?
Do you love me?
Yes, yes.
I can't help loving the light. It's not my fault.
Is this what has you and father at odds?
You found yourself free the first one, and now you'll take a second wife?
As you're intimately aware, he's disagreeable on plenty of matters, but yes, I imagine this is what got him prodding me as much as you lately.
And she's a Rostov. In all my years, I've never come across a man more simple than her father.
Yes, the old count is an idiot. The old countess is vain, and don't get me started on the eldest son, but Natasha is not her family. They do not know what a treasure they have with her.
Listen to you. I was once so proud of you, putting service above all else. Now look at you, a layman reading your French novels and clinging to some girl's skirts. Can't you just wait for me to die?
Father!
Let me ask you this. Do you love her?
Yes, I do.
And you will always love her?
Yes, I will.
Then put it off for a year.
Put it off a year?
Let the girl know your intentions. But put it off a year. Go abroad. Remember the freedom you feel now, and if in a year you truly feel the same, I'll give you my blessing.
And what if she doesn't agree to this?
Put it off a year, Prince Andre. This is my final word on the matter.
And how did the girl receive this?
What are you saying?
Hard as this year that postpones my happiness will be for me, during this time you will test yourself. I ask that you make me happy in a year, but you're free. Our engagement will remain a secret, and if you become convinced that you don't love me...
Why are you saying this? You know I've loved you from the very day you first came to Rizan.
In a year you will know yourself.
A whole year. But why a year? Why a year? That's terrible. I'll die waiting a year. It's impossible. No. I'll do it all. I'm so happy.
I'm very, very happy. Do you understand me? I know it's shocking, but I know you're happy for me.
Of course, I'm happy for you, Andre.
Thank you, Masha. Let's say our farewells now. It's already late and I wish to be gone before anyone wakes in the morning.
Goodbye again, dear friend.
Goodbye for now.
And so the year passed in Andre's absence. Father, Nikolushka, and I took the next winter in Moscow to receive Andre upon his return. Despite his ill health, Father took quite well to Moscow life, but I certainly did not. In Moscow, I was deprived of my best joys in Bald Hills. Everyone in Moscow knew that Father would not allow me out without him, and that he would not go out in his ill health, so I never received invitation to dinner or parties. I had no friends, only Nikolushka to tend to. But even in tending to Nikolushka, I found a new grief. I had taken it upon myself to give him lessons in French. But in these lessons, to my horror, I recognized in myself Father's irritability. No matter how many times I told myself that I must not allow myself to get angry while teaching the little angel, at the least bit of inattention from him, I became flustered and angry, and would pull his arm to stand him facing the corner. But once I'd done that, I'd weep over my wickedness with him and darling Nikolushka would come out of his corner, pull my wet hands from my face, and comfort me. Nikolushka was my only comfort in Moscow, as father's irritability with me had taken a turn for cruelty. But just as his cruelty reached its peak, so too did his age. In this year of Andrei's absence, father aged very much. I'd watch him search for his spectacles clearly upon his head, forget himself, make a false step, and then look around to see if anyone noticed. He was old and weak. Who was I to judge him? And just when I could imagine my discomforts becoming any greater, we were called upon by Countess Natasha Rostova. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Please, come in. Sit down. I have tea.
Thank you.
They sit. They sip tea in strained silence, here and there looking to each other as well as avoiding the other's eye contact.
You'll forgive the confusion in with the maid just now. She'd forgotten we weren't planning on receiving anyone today. Father is ill.
Oh. I wouldn't hope to intrude.
No. All's well. Please, sit.
Natasha sits again. They sip more tea and sit in more strained silence.
From my first sight of her, I disliked Natasha. She seemed to me vain and flighty. I wouldn't have received her at all, especially if father had had his way upon the announcement of her arrival. But I found it in myself to remember Andrei's love for her, and so I sat with her for tea.
Have you and the prince been in Moscow long?
A couple of weeks, yes.
Do you often find yourselves in Moscow?
On occasion, yes.
Natasha nods as you do when you wish to talk about yourself but have not been asked. She is silent. Princess Maria goes to say more, but she is interrupted by Prince Volkonsky entering in his underwear.
Ah, Miss Countess, I beg your pardon, I didn't know. As God is my witness, I had no idea. I was coming to my daughter in this attire. As God is my witness, I didn't know.
Well, Princess, thank you, but I really must be going now.
Wait, I must. Dear Natalie, please know that I am glad that my brother has found happiness.
I think, Princess, that now is not the right time to speak of it.
And just as I regret my frustrations in Nikolushka's lessons, so too I instantly regretted my treatment of Natasha. This was to be my brother's wife, my sister, just as much as Lisa was. I wrote to her not 10 minutes after she'd taken her leave. I wrote of my despair at our misunderstanding, apologized that she had not been better received. I begged her to believe that I would sacrifice everything if it meant Andrei's happiness, and for that reason I could not help but love her. And as I sent out my post to Natasha, a post from Andrei came in.
Dear Masha, Rome's climate had been proving quite agreeable for me. All of me except this damned wound, which, as it would happen, has reopened yet again. My predicament, of course, delays my arrival back to Moscow, at least until I'm well again. I hope you can survive father alone that much longer. Seeing as I've had little ability since this development for much else besides eating, reading, and sleeping, I've little to report on my travels. But as I've been doing plenty of sleeping, I've been having some most peculiar dreams. And you know that I do not share your affinity in guessing any sort of meanings in dreams, but this one was so especially odd I cannot help but commit it to paper. In the dream, I stand in complete dark abyss. I look around for any sort of light to orient myself, but there is nothing. Just as I begin to panic, a blinding light beams down on me, just ahead of me. I shield my eyes with my hand, and that is when I realize Connected to my elbow and wrist are 2 cords. I look down at my other arm and see that it is the same. Glancing down at my feet, I see 4 more cords, these ones connected to my knees and ankles. I follow where the cords come from with my eyes, and I see they go up and up, beyond where this beam of light can shine, and I can see. Though I cannot see them, I feel hundreds of pairs of eyes bearing down on me. This is when my arm is yanked from where it shields my eyes by these cords. The something pulling on the ropes from above uses this arm to wave at these hundreds of pairs of eyes bearing down on me. The dream goes on this way. I am manipulated by something unknown, using these cords to contort me into any situation and pose it pleases, which gradually become more unnatural and uncomfortable for me. As this goes on, I become more and more horrified that I am not in control of my own body. Suddenly something burns hot in my pocket, and somehow I know it is a knife. I know if I could just reach into my pocket, I could free myself from this nightmare. But the cords are pulled too taut for me to manipulate either of my hands freely. I strain and strain, but I cannot regain control of myself. As I continue to move beyond my will, I find myself staring up into the light beaming down on me. I realize what I did not at first. Staring into this light does not hurt me. I gaze deeper and deeper into this infinity of light. I am calm. I recall everything that has happened. I remember how it all came about. How I moved my hand, how I saw I was connected to these cords, the horror that came over me, how I was saved from the horror by looking into the light. While in this bliss, I feel the cords connected to my right arm go slack, and I seize the opportunity to reach into my pocket for the knife. Upon retrieving it, I raise it above my head to hack away at the cords on my left. Then, it was as if someone said to me, "See that you remember." And I woke. I'll leave you to your own mechanizations on that. I still wear your icon, and though I do little praying with it, at this point it would feel more unusual not to wear it at all. More than once I've been asked about it, and I always say it's the amulet my dear sister gave me to keep me alive. Again, I just give my best to Father.
2 weeks passed, and I heard nothing from Natasha, worrying myself sick that I may be the cause for any of Andrei's unhappiness. I threw myself even further into Nikolushka's studies and tried my hardest to quell my frustrations during our lessons. But as I waited more and more for her reply and for my brother's return, having any patience in any part of my life grew more difficult. Father, on the other hand, had been more agreeable the past week than he had the entire year. I chalked this up to him still being pleased with his little prank he had pulled on Natasha when she had called upon us, and I felt even more ashamed at my own contributions to her discomfort. When Andrei finally made his return, I rushed out to meet him, as always, but Father's manservant Tikhon greeted him first and led him straight to Father's study before I could even lay eyes on him. I sat into my room down the hall a long time, waiting to hear the sound of the door open. When it finally did, I opened my own to catch Andrei, but I was stopped in my tracks at the sight of him. His feet carried him out of Father's study, but it was as though his wound had opened up and swallowed him whole. He was, again, utterly lifeless. It would be 3 days before Andrei emerged from his rooms. When he finally joined us for dinner, I noticed Andrei was quite changed from his time abroad. He had grown visibly healthier, and there was a new wrinkle between his brows. And there seemed no sign in him of the dead man I'd seen in the hallway 3 days before.
And what of your Speransky, now a traitor in exile?
I do not like and have never liked Speransky, but I do like justice. And if there was indeed treason, and there were indeed proofs of
He
his
spoke with
secret
such
communications
animation,
with
the moral
Napoleon,
cause of which
they
I
would
could
be
not
made
understand.
public.
The thought of
Everybody
Natasha
who
was
liars
still
among
ever
them
present for me.
denounces and
I never
accuses them,
received
including
answer
those
from
who are
her,
unable to
and now that
understand
Andre had been
Napoleon.
home
It's
nearly a
very
week,
easy to
not even a
judge
mention of
men
her had been
disgrace and
made.
shift the mistakes
I
of
recognize
others
now
onto
in
him.
Andre his
But I
all
say
too
that if
familiar
there
need to
was
worry
anything
and
good during
argue
the
about
best
things
reign, it
external
was
to
done
him,
by him.
to stifle some sort of inner pain. Won't someone tell me what has happened? Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well. Papa, may I be excused?
Talk of treason, too much for you, girl. Very well, make yourself scarce.
Thank you, Papa. And Andre?
Yes, Princess Maria.
It's good to see you again.
Yes, you too. Have you met yet with Dassault? I think he will be a fine fit as a tutor for Nikolushka.
My legs made of water carried me back to my room as I heard father and brother continue their talk as though I'd never been there. As though nothing had happened at all. As though there wasn't something they clearly were not sharing with me. Instead of going to my own room, I slipped into Andre's study to wait there for him. A mountain of envelopes piled high on the desk. I glanced over and realized they were all that he had received from Natasha while he was away, except one letter that was lying open. This one stood out to me especially, as I could tell, although it was upside down, that it was addressed to me, Natasha's reply. But how was it that I had never received it? Did Father often intercept mail addressed to me?
Dear Princess Volkinskaya, all of our misunderstandings are over. I am grateful for your and the prince's hospitality. I am as well grateful for the magnanimity of Prince Andre, who gave me freedom upon taking his leave last year. I ask you and your family to forgive me, for I cannot be Prince Andre's wife.
Reading my letters, Princess Maria.
Why did Father tell me?
How did you not find out some other way? It's all anyone can speak of to me now. Condolences and regrets regarding her betrayal of me.
Betrayal?
You really are so clueless. Shut up in the house all day. Yes, as you read, the Countess refused me. Seems she found a better fit for herself in an elopement.
Natasha's eloped?
Tried to, but of course the Rostovs put a stop to it. And the scoundrel is off. Back with the army, I hear.
But can it all be over completely?
Yes, quite over, indeed. Ah well, no matter. She was and is completely free.
Have you spoken with her?
Yes, certainly. It would be most magnanimous of me to seek her out, hear from her, ask her hand again. It would be most noble. But
Andre, please, I beg you, don't think that grief is caused by people. People are his instruments.
oh, do not speak to me of God now, Princess Maria. Yes, it would make me a most noble man to forget my grief. But I cannot. That boundless infinity of the sky which I once saw, which you showed me, which she showed me, has become low, definite, oppressive. It is all clear to me now. There is no all, only nothingness. I told you this life was not for me, and I tried to shove myself back into it, and now look what has happened. Napoleon invades again, and back to fighting him I go.
Tell me that you go back to fight now for the good of the country, and not to find this man who has hurt you and kill him.
I go in order to save the army, and any dogs I kill while I'm there, well, all the better.
We have no right to punish. Andre, please, listen to me. You must know the happiness of forgiveness. We must love.
If I were a woman, Marie, I would be doing that. That is a woman's virtue. But a man must not and cannot forget and forgive.
Andre, you cannot leave. You mustn't chase after this man.
I will leave. It's too bad you cannot.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that now, when you're going off to this terrible war and to perform this terrible act, and Father's so old?
Oh, my God! My God, you pathetic little being. Staying here worshiping and being devoured by a senile old man. Masha, I leave tomorrow morning.
So again, Andre left us, and Father's state grew even worse. In the coming weeks, Andre sent us the updates from the front, only ever the facts. No mention of his personal state, and certainly no mention of his search for Anatole Kuragin. Letter after letter described Russia's defeats and Napoleon's advances, and Father grew more and more weary and more cruel. He developed a habit of having Tikhon, his manservant, make up a new place for him to sleep each night. Each evening, after dinner, he would walk about the rooms and halls, sizing up each little corner, searching for a place in the house in which he had not yet slept. Finally, the last bit of correspondence Andre would ever send to Bald Hills came.
Smolensk is being surrendered. Bald Hills will be occupied by the enemy within a week. Leave for Moscow at once.
Leave? He'd have me leave my estate defenseless?
Papa, we must. It isn't safe for Nikolushka. It isn't safe for you.
Me? Safe for me? I am perfectly capable of defending my home. Tikhon, fetch me my uniform. You wear me out. You've made it your goal to poison my life. Take the boy and leave me at once.
In minutes, he had donned his old uniform from last century's wars, which dwarfed him now in his old age. He left at once to rally the province's local militia. I sat by a window in my room overlooking the front avenue. The carriage horses made it not 10 paces before Tikhon emerged from it with a most frightened face. A horrible pang of fear rattled my body. I ran out to the porch, down the garden path, and onto the avenue. By then, footmen and Tikhon were dragging Father out of the carriage under his arms, the former stern and resolute expression on his face replaced by a look of timidity and submission. When he saw me, his lips moved and he wheezed. Later, after Karl Ivanich had let his blood, he told me Father had a stroke on his right side. All that night I did not sleep. I stayed up listening to his groaning, muttering, the creaking of the bed, and the footsteps of Tikhon and Karl Ivanich as they turned him over. Several times I listened at the door, wishing to go in, but I did not dare. I knew coming in at night at such an unusual time would irritate him. I've never felt so frightened of losing him, but at the same time, devilish thoughts of what would happen after his death entered my mind. How my new, free life would be arranged. I drove all these thoughts away. Just before dawn, his moaning ceased, and I fell asleep on a chair in my room. In the morning, Tikhon fetched me. He told me Father had been calling for me.
Masa.
Yes?
Masa.
My soul aches.
All thoughts of you. Thoughts. I was calling you all night.
If only I'd known. I was afraid to come in.
You weren't asleep.
No, I wasn't.
Why didn't you come? Thank you, daughter, dear friend, for everything. Forgive me. Thank you. Forgive me. Thank you. Call Andrusha.
We received a letter from him.
Where is he?
He's in the army, Papa.
Oh. Put on your white dress. I like it.
Yes. I wish for his death. Yes, I wished it would end sooner. I wanted to be at peace. But what will become of me? What do I need peace for if he won't be there? No. No, he hasn't died. It can't be. I saw him just there, not 5 minutes ago. He was there. He was here. And now in his place, this dreadful, terrifying mystery. Father wasn't even in the ground when I received the letter from Natasha. I instantly recognized her pen, even if I'd only seen it once.
Dear Princess Vulcan-Sky, forgive me in this letter's lack of pleasantries. I am writing to you now to tell you that in fleeing Moscow, my family took charge of several dozens of wounded soldiers. Among those, your brother, Prince Andrei. He is staying with us now in Yaroslavl. I worry with Bonaparte advancing, this letter may find it impossible to reach you. I hope it does.
Whether it was difficult or not difficult, possible or impossible, I did not ask and did not want to know.
All that used to torment and preoccupy me, I see now in this cold, white daylight. Without shadows, without lines, cold, white daylight. The clear notion of death.
My only duty was to make it to the side of my dying brother.
To die, to be killed, to be no more. All this is here, and I am not. 1 second, I am. I suffer. And suddenly I am no longer. No more me. But everything will go on without me.
Get down!
Can this be death? But I don't want to die. I love life. I love this grass, this sky, this...
The sound of an explosion, a whistling of splinters, a choking smell of powder. From Prince Andrei's stomach, a large stain of blood spreads.
Does it make any difference now?
If you've not behaved like Nikolai Bolkonsky's son, that hurt would be worse than death.
What will be there? What has there been here?
What have you done to me?
Why am I so sorry to part with life?
That's terrible! I'll die waiting a year.
There is something in this life that I didn't, still don't understand.
As always happens during a journey, I could think only about the journey itself, forgetting its goal. But as we approached Yaroslavl, my agitation reached its utmost limits.
Princess, could you forgive me?
Countess, could you forgive me? It is nothing.
It is nothing. When we were fleeing the French and the fire, we had so many unnecessary things with us. Dresses of mine, of Mama's, of Sonia's, Papa's whole library. It all seemed so superfluous, especially when we could drop it all and instead carry with us so many soldiers. At first, Mama refused, but I insisted. I didn't dare hope that Andrei may be among them, but fate had it that he was.
Natasha tiptoes her way to Prince Andrei's room. Prince Andrei lies in bed with his eyes closed. Natasha listens at the door. When she hears all is quiet, she goes in and kneels at his side. Prince Andrei's eyes open.
You. What happiness.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
Oh, I love you.
Forgive.
Forgive what?
Forgive me for what I did. did.
I love you more. Better than before. Do you remember your story? Your story about the beekeeper?
Yes, I got lost picking mushrooms, and a beekeeper helped me find my way. I tried telling you about it, but I'm no good at stories.
That's what you said then too. You kept stopping yourself.
No, I can't. I'm not telling it right.
You're telling it just fine.
Just fine.
Perfectly, even.
You don't understand.
I understood you. I not only understood you, but it was this inner force, this sincerity, this inner openness, this soul of yours. It was this soul that I loved. Love so strongly, so happily.
From that day on, in our journey, I never left Andre's side. Once Mama asked me if I thought our former engagement might be.
Let us not speak it. Let us only hope.
It is late. Princess Maria sits with Prince Andre in his room. He appears to be asleep until he speaks.
And what of Papa?
Papa is gone. I didn't wish to tell you until...
I knew he would sooner die than see Bonaparte take Bald Hills. I did see him, you know.
Papa?
No, not Papa. Anatole Karaga.
Oh, Andre, you didn't...
No, I didn't. He taught me something.
Oh,
I suppose you actually taught me something, but I didn't learn it until I saw him. When that cannonball exploded, and they brought me to the hospital, I was scared. Scared of pain, scared of death. I looked to my left and saw the doctor show the man next to me his cut off leg in a boot caked with blood. He screamed. I recognized him. It was Anatole Karaga. But instead of feeling anger or hatred, contempt or malice or even dread, I felt only a great pity and love. I felt that love which you taught me. Compassion. Love for our brothers, for those who would love us, for those who would hate us. Love for our enemies. That's what would be left for me if I was to live. But now it's too late.
Andre, don't say that. The doctor...
No, I know it. To love everything, everybody, means to love no one. Means not to live this earthly life. Lying here, I die and come back to life 3-4 times every night. Just thinking. And you would think I would be scared like I was when that cannonball exploded, but now I only feel that blissful feeling of divine love. You can love a person dear to you with a human love, but an enemy can only be loved with divine love. Loving with human love, one can pass from love to hatred, but divine love cannot change. Nothing, not even death, nothing can destroy it. It is the very essence of our souls. Of all people I have loved and hated no one so much as her. I realize now how cruel I was to break with her. But I thought, if it were possible to see her just one more time, one time to look into those eyes and say, Natasha, I love you too much. More than anything in the world.
Why too much?
Why too much? What do you think? What do you feel in your whole soul? Will I live? How does it seem to you?
I'm sure of it. Sure of it.
How good it would be.
Prince Andre pulls the icon from his neck.
I'll be returning this to you.
No. No.
Prince Andre pushes it into Princess Maria's hand and presses.
It's kept me alive long enough.
Princess Maria holds the icon in Prince Andre's hand. Prince Andre falls asleep. Princess Maria puts the icon around her own neck.
I understood exactly what Natasha had meant by her words. This happened to him 2 days ago.
Love. What is love? Love hinders death. Love is life. Everything is connected by it alone.
In a dream, Prince Andre sees himself lying. He is not wounded, but healthy.
Everything I understand only because I love.
Many sorts of persons, insignificant, appear before him. He talks with them, argues about something unnecessary. They are preparing to go somewhere.
Everything exists only because I love.
Prince Andre vaguely recalls that he has other, more important concerns, but he goes on, speaking some sort of empty, witty words. Gradually, imperceptibly, all these people begin to disappear, and everything is replaced by the one question of the closed door. He gets up and goes to the door to slide the bolt and lock it.
Everything depends on whether he does or does not manage to unlock the door.
He walks, he hurries.
His feet do not move.
He knows that he will not manage to lock the door, but still he painfully strains with all his force.
A tormenting fear seizes him.
This is the fear of death.
It is standing behind the door.
He crawls strengthlessly, awkwardly, towards the door, but it is already pushing against from the other side.
Andre must hold it shut. He lays hold of the door, strains in a last effort. To lock it is already impossible. A last effort just to hold it shut.
But his attempts are weak, clumsy, and the door, forced by the terrible it, keeps opening and shutting again.
Once more, it pushes from the other side. Andre's efforts are in vain, and the door opens.
It comes in,
And it is death.
and Prince Andre dies.
But in the same instant that he dies, Prince Andre remembers that he is asleep.
And in the same instant that he dies, Prince Andre wakes up.
Yes, that was death. I died. I woke up. Yes, death is an awakening. To die means that I, a part of love, return to the all.
The curtain that until then had concealed the unknown raises before his inner gaze.
He feels a strange lightness of being.
When Prince Andre awoke from sleep,
He awoke from life.
I used to fear the end. Now I know that I will die. That I am dying. That I am already half dead. I wait for what lies ahead of me. The dread, the eternal, the unknown and far off, the presence of which I felt continually all my life, is now near to me. And now, in feeling this strange lightness of being, almost comprehensible, palpable.
His last hours passed ordinarily and simply. Both Princess Maria and Natasha never had left his side.
they did not weep, did not shudder. And during the last time they themselves felt that they were no longer taking care of him,
He was no longer there. He had left them.
but of the nearest reminder of him, his body. They did not weep either with him or without him, but also never spoke of him between themselves.
They felt that they could not express what they understood in words.
They both saw how he sank deeper and deeper, slowly and peacefully, somewhere away from them, and they both knew that it had to be so, and that it was good.
He confessed, took communion. Everyone came to him for a last farewell.
When his son was brought to him, he touched him with his lips and turned away, not because he felt grief or pity,
Princess Maria and Natasha understood that.
but only because he supposed that this was all that was expected of him.
When the last shudderings of the body being left by the spirit occurred, Princess Maria and Natasha were there.
After his body had already lain motionless before them for several minutes, growing cold, Natasha went up, looked into the dead eyes, and hastened to close them. She closed them, and did not kiss them, but pressed her lips to what was her nearest reminder of him.
Where has he gone? Where is he now? Is it over?
So we'll take a second and we'll sort of get if you guys would get your music stand sort of in the wings, as it were. I'll sort of step in and we'll take a few questions or just some sort of musings and ruminations.
That's fantastic.
You wrote we sure would be glad to take any questions, just kind of general thoughts that you guys had about the play. It's a work in progress, and I'm really interested in sort of like gathering the opinions of the all, as it were. Yeah, so any like sort of opinions or just musings even that you had, I'm interested in hearing them. And I'm sure if you have a question for the actors, I'm sure they sure would be glad to answer too. So not all at once.
Tell them about the title. What's like the vampire significance?
So to me, I always like when I first read War and Peace this year, I was really struck with this quality that the character Prince Andre has, where he really does, like there are moments in the play, like we see that first battle where he dies and sort of comes back, and then he leaves and his wound reopens. And I was just always really interested in this quality, this like narrative quality that Tolstoy gives him of like dying and then he just kind of comes back to life. And I was like, this guy's a vampire. And so that's like, and so I was like, I'm gonna write the War and Peace and Vampires play. And it's definitely like thinking more so of like, this like cyclical, like dying and coming back to life, sort of idea of vampires, as opposed to like you don't need to invite him into your house, or like he doesn't like literally suck your blood, but he's like this, like he's this force that's sort of like he's pretty lifeless, and he comes upon these women that are sort of full of life and whatnot, and he drains them in a way, and so it was sort of more of a thematic vampiricism than a literal one, maybe. Yeah, what's up?
What was the actual process of adapting War and Peace into just a 1 hour play?
Yeah, exactly. So this is like the trouble with War and Peace. It's depending on like what version you're reading. reading. It's like 1,200 to 1,300 pages or whatever. And there's a lot more in it than just the Volkonsky siblings and their dad and Natasha. There's so much more in it. But when I read it, I was always like very interested in what the Volkonskys were up to. If you're at all familiar with the book, you might be thinking, so like, what's up? Where's Pierre? What's up with Pierre? Like Pierre's not in this one. It's like the one War and Peace thing that Pierre's not involved with. And so it really was just like I took my favorite bits, which happened to all include Prince Andre, just because I'm crazy about that guy. But I sort of like pieced together this, a more cohesive version of like his sort of arc. And so that's what I was really seeking to do. And then I realized like I needed someone to really contextualize what's going on in the play. And the whole family has like a crazy relationship with each other. But I'm also really interested in Princess Maria and like sort of how she like deals with the craziness that is her dad, that is her brother, and just sort of like being a woman in early 19th century Napoleonic Russia. And so she sort of became like an easy way for me to sort of let people in on the world and whatnot. Yes, sir.
Can you talk a little bit about the choice of having Lisa and Natasha being played by the same actress?
Yeah, so when I first started writing it, I was really interested in there only being 3 actors. I was sort of trying to write it like you have Andre and you have Natasha and Lisa, and at one point Pierre was in that mix even. And then my other idea was sort of to have Maria and Principal Volkonsky be the same actor. And I was interested in like how these same he has like similar figures in his life that sort of are counterparts to each other. Certainly like Natasha and Lisa, it's his first piece and his second piece, right? But something that's like really fun to me in like the way the play's reading now is Lisa dies, and then one scene goes by, and he's like, I found another one, and it's sort of like that cyclical nature of like dying and coming back to life, at least like symbolically for Andre. But I sort of like went away from this idea of Maria and Principal Volkonsky being the same actor, because I think to see them together and see how Principal Volkonsky treats Maria really informs you like, why are these two, they're like kind of fucked up, like why are they like that? And I think sort of seeing him as an external figure adds to that. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, so for any of the actors who might not have read War and Peace, how much context are any of you working on?
The script.
Yeah, I think that the script it's a standalone story. There were a few like Russian history aspects that I had to be like, hey Fig, like one question I asked is, what am I the prince of? Because I had not read War and Peace. I don't know that much about Napoleonic era Russian aristocracy. So historical aspects were like that were the main contextual questions I asked. In terms of the context of the rest of the novel, it was like, well, this is its own story. So if I ever read War and Peace, I can figure it out then. And Fig is insisting we will all at some point read War and Peace.
I think you should. I think everybody should. This is just like, you know how like Mormons go door to door? I like to get people to read the good book. So.
I'm working on it. Guys, I'm on page 200.
Oh,
Yeah.
Story
graph says
I think I'm a little over 10 hours into the audiobook. I'm very slowly going through it because I don't love all of War and Peace, but I do love the parts with Andre and Pierre, not separately, but I've read enough to know good old Principal Volkonsky. To know that I think he's hilarious, as awful as he is.
Great.
Does the guy in your audiobook do the same voice you do? for?
No, but I've probably taken a little bit of inspiration.
Okay.
We don't have the same voice type, but you know.
Oh, I got another one.
Yeah.
In its current iteration of this adaptation, is it written to be a stage reading? But did you write it for this performance? Like, did you workshop it for this performance?
If you mean like, this has certainly been like this like stint of it. Like this has sort of been like, we've been doing smaller readings, and we've been doing rehearsals where I've been working towards. This is sort of like for now, like what I was writing toward. But I am definitely interested, in something that we're really trying to do is have this as a full production part of our programming next year. So I'm definitely interested in. Like I wrote this play, you know, and I'll be directing the play too, so I'm like working on sort of like my mechanizations on that or what have you. But I wrote this play, I think, the way most people write plays, which is with the intention of it being fully staged. But you know, I picked and chose some stage directions that helped us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort
Some of the stage directions felt like they worked better being told to us.
Yeah,
So I was
sure.
thinking
Yeah.
about that.
A lot of the stage directions and a lot of the dialogue are pulled, and this is what I was really interested in, just adapting Tolstoy in general, and this is why you should read War and Peace. I'm crazy about Tolstoy's prose. I think even in translation it really shines through, and it's really great. And I think something that a lot of Tolstoy adaptations miss out on is his quality of narration. That's another reason why Princess Maria has so many like blocks of text, and like she spends a lot of time telling us what's going on. It's because Tolstoy does that. That's why his book is 1,300 pages. But so I was really interested in like making sure like that made it from the page to the stage, and I think a lot of the stage directions too, I sort of retained some of the Tolstoy language just to sort of help the actors out, sort of keep in that sense. But it's my hope that when it's staged, you get all of the sort of the magic of that just sort of in what we're doing.
One more.
Yeah.
It's turned into an interview.
Well, are there any plays that were inspirations or influences for this adaptation?
I think like if I think the other like the theatrical Tolstoy adaptation that comes to mind, if you're sort of in that scene or whatever, I'm sure at least a few of you have heard of Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet. I'm a huge Dave Malloy head. He wrote that musical. I think like listening to that in high school is what got me interested in Russian literature in general. But Dave Malloy and I were interested in, I think, the same thing, which is sort of taking that Tolstoy prose and putting it on stage. And so I think because I was asked this in an earlier reading, I think I was asked, like, how much did I take from the Tolstoy and how much did I take from Great Comet? Dave Malloy and I did the same thing. We both took from Tolstoy. So there's at least a couple sections that sort of overlap with Great Comet, because Great Comet's concerned with the affair that Natasha has that sort of breaks up her and Andre. So if you're familiar with that show, then you may have heard some of that. But Malloy and I did the same thing, essentially. But yeah, I wish there were more stage adaptations of War and Peace. I think we're missing out on those.
Hey, I got one.
Oh, that's nice.
Can I ask a question? Sorry to put you on the sorry to put you on the spot with this.
You
But-
and the rest of them.
Yeah, well, do you by any chance have a line in the play that's your favorite?
You, what happiness? Yeah, that's my favorite line in War and Peace. I think that's just so adorable. And the Russian Prince Andre says, "We как счастливо," and it sort of is the Pavir and Volokonsky, my favorite of the War and Peace translators, have translated it as "You, what happiness." I think the mods translated it as "You, how fortunate." And this adverb, счастлива, sort of denotes like happiness, but also luckiness. And yeah, I just think that's very sweet.
Would you adapt other parts of War and Peace and then create sort of a series of adaptations?
I think that would rock. I'm really, especially after writing this, I'm super interested in Princess Maria. Because when you all read War and Peace, you will find that a lot of these conversations that Princess Maria and Prince Andre had in this show are tweaked and added, and a lot of it is, a lot of what Maria said is actually given to Pierre in the book. And I think you'll find that Maria isn't quite as forthcoming in dialogue with her brother or really with anyone else. She has like this really great like internal arc that she has. I think Tolstoy writes really interesting women, especially given when he was writing. I think his women, especially Maria and Natasha, have very interesting like inner lives that rival those narratives that the men like Andre and Pierre have. But I'm really interested in Maria's arc. I think maybe like my sister, you'll have to wait and see. Might be in the works. But the Bolkonskis have they're nuts, man. But yeah, I think there's a lot in War and Peace, so maybe. Yeah. Cool.
You don't want to do the Nikolai Rostov story?
You know, I think there's something there. Lots of people like that guy.
Do they?
You'd be surprised.
I don't get it. That's the part of War and Peace I don't like.
The war parts would be fine. The war parts.
I just like the peace part.
That's so weird.
So awesome.
Can't we all just get along?
I really can't.